Hi guys, welcome to another apartment hunting video with us. So this video is for Da Nang, Vietnam. So for those of you who have been following along, we moved to Da Nang, Vietnam about 2 months ago. And so we wanted to post this video. We've gotten a lot of questions everywhere that we move about just like how we found our place. And honestly, it is such a different process for every country that we go to. None of them are too difficult, but they are definitely different. So let's just dive right into that. We are going to discuss the things that we looked for, the budget. We're going to show you a few examples of apartments that we saw throughout our apartment hunting process, and then we'll give you a tour of our final apartment. So we got here to Da Nang, landed, and we had only booked a hotel for 2 nights. I think that's plenty. I think that gives you enough time to go out and search for apartments as long as like that's your sole mission for the day.
So one thing we did before we got to Da Nang was Amanda went onto a bunch of expat Facebook groups and said that she was looking for an apartment and what her specifications were. And I think it took like a day and your inbox was
an
just
hour before I got my first response.
Yeah, so we recommend doing that. You'll have plenty of realtors who want to show you a place.
They're all Vietnamese realtors and just flooded with messages like, I have this apartment, so.
But it was helpful.
Yeah, it was helpful. And basically from there, once you get a few of those messages and like talk back and forth to them, see some pictures, you can choose which ones you want to set up some showings with. So this is completely optional. I don't think it's necessary that you do this, but I think it would be helpful and you kind of see some places before you got here. So we had set up 2 or 3 showings for our big day of apartment hunting before we got here. And then we just knew that we wanted to live in the Antong area. I highly, highly recommend living in this area. It is phenomenal. We love it. So I think this is where most expats live anyways, but it is a little touristy, but we live literally 2 blocks from the beach and we are surrounded by tons of restaurants, cafes, like convenience stores. We're like a 5-minute drive from the grocery store. So I highly, highly recommend living in the Antong area.
So our budget for our apartment was between $400 and $500, and it had to be a 1-bedroom apartment. That specification is very important because you will see a number of places where people will show you their 1-bedroom apartment, and what they mean is that there is, I think, just 1 bed in the room.
Yeah, they were like studios. Okay, so several things to definitely be aware of and look for as you are apartment hunting, and then we'll show you all the apartments that we saw. So one of them is construction. So Da Nang is amazing. We love it here. And it's really nice too because there's a lot of new cafes, like newly built a few months ago. Our gym is brand new, like a bunch of apartment buildings are new, but it's either like brand new building or next to it there's just a lot and construction. And this is like consistent throughout Da Nang.
Yes.
So you need to be aware of the construction, like listen for a minute when you're inside the apartment, see how noisy it is, and just kind of be aware, look around for any empty lots. You're not gonna be able to completely avoid an empty lot, but just be aware. They start construction at like 5 a.m. So this is why we're telling you this, because you're going to get very tired of being woken up every morning. Another thing to look for is mold. So with the rainy season here, for some reason, it just seems to be a problem. And this is even for new buildings that you look at. So you just need to kind of like look at the walls up top. Like I promise you'll be able to see it. Those are the 2 main things that we weren't aware that you needed to look for that. The other things just to be aware of is a place to park your scooter, because you will need a scooter here in Da Nang. Right. Obviously check the Wi-Fi speeds. They seem to be pretty good here. And then asking about like a laundry or washing machine, and just be aware of like how many AC units are in there and whatnot. Sure. And speaking of the laundry, we just got ours back. Okay, well, let's show you some of the apartments that we saw. We'll include at the bottom some of the details about each unit and the price, and then we'll show you which one we got. This is the restaurant at the top. This is the pool. And this is the gym. Okay.
Square meters. But those things kept in no sound.
Look first, okay.
Both. Yeah.
So
We were in Thailand for 3 months.
yeah, luxury one, and he paid $350. So you should stay there and look for the apartment.
Okay, come on.
You pay electricity 3,005.
Just like kind of good.
And electricity,
Okay.
because this one is available. Yeah. Okay, you can see.
Okay, so the final apartment that we chose was none of the above that you saw. So trick question. So we actually were done apartment hunting for the day. We had decided between like two of our top ones of which one we were going to choose. And then we were just like walking back to our hotel and passed this street and decided let's just go see one more that we randomly saw. But yeah, so the last one that we saw happened to be the one that we are in now. It's called Da Nang Moment. So we'll give you a little apartment tour of our apartment now. So this is the lobby. And over here is the personal cafe that is just for members who live here. So it has some nice little tables and complimentary snacks and coffee. So So we live on the 4th floor. So lots of pretty stairs, and this is our room. This was one of the biggest ones that we had seen and just kind of had the most character. The kitchen. And a Western-ish shower. And here's our bedroom. And our dresser with clothes. And here's the lot outside of our window.
So we absolutely couldn't be happier with our decision to pick Da Nang Moment. It's been really great living here. We've been able to, have people over to our place. It's just a little bit more homey than a lot of the places we saw. But what really takes over the top is because we work on our computer so much, we can work downstairs in the lobby with like free coffee, tea, and snacks. And it's just for residents of the building, but we're usually pretty much like the only ones down there.
Yeah, and since we've been here in the rainy season, that's been really nice for a day that you just like don't want to leave the apartment. But overall, the apartment hunting process in Da Nang was so easy. Yeah. So again, have an idea of a few names ahead of time that you want to see, have a few from Facebook groups, and then just walk up and down the streets and go ask to see an apartment. Yeah. So pretty easy. Hope this was helpful. We highly recommend going to see any of the ones that we mentioned here as well. And yeah, we will see you next time.
Thanks for watching. My name is Amanda, and I'm one of your ITA video ambassadors for Southeast Asia. See you later.